Day 61, Desert Wanderings, Numbers 11, Deuteronomy 10, Psalm 32. Let's begin. Numbers 11. Meanwhile, there arose a murmur among the people against the Lord, as if they were grief-stricken because of their labors. And when the Lord had heard it, he was angry. And when the fire of the Lord was enflamed against them, it devoured those who were at the extreme end of the camp. And when the people had cried out to Moses, Moses prayed to the Lord, and the fire was consumed. And he called the name of that place, the burning, because the fire of the Lord had burned against them. So then, the mix of common people, who had ascended with them, were inflamed with desire, and sitting and weeping, with the sons of Israel joining them, they said, Who will give us flesh to eat? We remember the fish that we ate freely in Egypt. We call to mind the cucumbers, and melons, and leeks, and onions, and garlic. Our life is dry, our eyes look out to see nothing but manna. Now the manna was like coriander seed, but with the color of bdellium. And the people wandered about, gathering it, and they crushed it with a millstone, or ground it with a mortar. Then they boiled it in a pot, and made biscuits out of it, with a taste like bread made with oil. And when the dew descended in the night over the camp, the manna descended together with it. And so Moses heard the people weeping by their families, each one at the door of his tent. And the fury of the Lord was greatly inflamed. And to Moses also the matter seemed intolerable. And so he said to the Lord, Why have you afflicted your servant? Why do I not find favor before you? And why have you imposed the weight of this entire people upon me? Could I have conceived this entire multitude, or have given birth to them, so that you might say to me, Carry them in your bosom, as a nursemaid usually carries a little infant, and bring them into the land, about which you have sworn to their fathers? From where would I obtain the flesh to give to so great a multitude? They weep against me, saying, Give us flesh, so that we may eat. I alone am unable to sustain this entire people, because it is too heavy for me. But if it seems to you otherwise, I beg you to put me to death, and so may I find grace in your eyes, lest I be afflicted with such evils. And the Lord said to Moses, Gather to me 70 men from the elders of Israel, whom you know to be elders, as well as teachers of the people. And you shall lead them to the door of the tabernacle of the covenant, and you shall cause them to stand there with you, so that I may descend and speak to you. And I will take from your spirit, and I will deliver it to them, so that, with you, they may sustain the burden of the people, and so that you will not be weighed down alone. You shall also say to the people, Be sanctified. Tomorrow you will eat flesh. For I have heard you say, Who will give us flesh to eat? It was well with us in Egypt. So then, may the Lord give you flesh, and you will eat. Not for 1 day, nor for 2, nor for 5, nor for 10, nor even for 20. But for up to a month of days, until it exits from your nostrils, and until it turns into nausea for you, because you have slipped away from the Lord, who is in your midst, and because you have wept before him, saying, Why did we go forth out of Egypt? And Moses said, There are 600,000 footmen of this people, and yet you say, I will give them flesh to eat for a whole month. Could a multitude of sheep and oxen be slain, so that there would be enough food? Or will the fishes of the sea be gathered together, in order to satisfy them? And the Lord answered him, Can the hand of the Lord be ineffective? Soon now you shall see whether my word will be fulfilled in this work. And so Moses went and explained the words of the Lord to the people. Gathering together 70 men from the elders of Israel, he caused them to stand around the tabernacle. And the Lord descended in a cloud, and he spoke to him, taking from the Spirit which was in Moses, and giving to the 70 men. And when the Spirit had rested in them, they prophesied, nor did they cease afterwards. Now there had remained in the camp 2 of the men, of whom one was called Eldad, and the other Medad, upon whom the Spirit rested, for they also had been enrolled, but they did not go forth to the tabernacle. And when they were prophesying in the camp, a boy ran and reported to Moses, saying, Eldad and Medad prophesy in the camp. Promptly, Joshua the son of Nun, the minister of Moses and chosen from many, said, My lord Moses, prohibit them. But he said, Why are you jealous on my behalf? Who decides that any of the people may prophesy and that God may give to them his Spirit? And Moses returned, with those greater by birth of Israel, into the camp. Then a wind, going out from the Lord and moving forcefully across the sea, brought quails and cast them into the camp, across a distance of 1 day's journey, in every part of the camp all around, and they flew in the air 2 cubits high above the ground. Therefore the people, rising up, gathered quails all that day and night, and the next day, he who did least well gathered 10 homers. And they dried them throughout the camp. The flesh was still between their teeth, either had this kind of food ceased, and behold, the fury of the Lord was provoked against the people, and he struck them with an exceedingly great scourge. And that place was called, the Graves of Lust. For there, they buried the people who had desired. Then, departing from the Graves of Lust, they arrived in Hazeroth, and they stayed there. Deuteronomy 10. At that time, the Lord said to me, Hew for yourself 2 tablets of stone, like those that were before, and ascend to me on the mountain. And you shall make an ark of wood. And I will write on the tablets the words which were on those that you broke before, and you shall place them in the ark. And so, I made an ark of shittim wood. And when I had hewn 2 tablets of stone like the former, I ascended onto the mountain, having them in my hands. And he wrote on the tablets, according to that which he had written before, the 10 words, which the Lord spoke to you on the mountain from the midst of fire, when the people were assembled. And he gave them to me. And returning from the mountain, I descended and placed the tablets in the ark, which I had made, and they are still there even now, just as the Lord instructed me. Then the sons of Israel moved their camp, from Beeroth among the sons of Jachin, into Mosera, where Aaron died and was buried, and where his son Eleazar was installed in the priesthood in his place. From there, they went into Gudgoda. From that place, they set out and camped at Jabbatha, in a land of waters and torrents. At that time, he separated the tribe of Levi, so that he would carry the ark of the covenant of the Lord, and stand before him in the ministry, and speak blessings in his name, even to the present day. As a result, Levi has no portion or possession with his brothers. For the Lord himself is his possession, just as the Lord your God promised him. Then I stood on the mountain, as before, for 40 days and nights. And the Lord heeded me at this time also, and he was not willing to destroy you. And he said to me, Go forth and walk before the people, so that they may enter and possess the land, which I swore to their fathers that I would deliver to them. And now, O Israel, what does the Lord your God require of you? Only that you fear the Lord your God, and walk in his ways, and love him, and serve the Lord your God with your whole heart, and with your whole soul. And that you keep the commandments of the Lord, and his ceremonies, which I am instructing to you this day, so that it may be well with you. Lo, heaven belongs to the Lord your God, and the heaven of heaven, and the earth, and all the things that are within these. Now the Lord was closely joined to your fathers, and he loved them, and he chose their offspring after them, that is, you yourselves, out of all the nations, just as is being proven today. Therefore, circumcise the foreskin of your heart, and no longer stiffen your neck. For the Lord your God himself is the God of gods, and the Lord of lords, a God great and powerful and terrible, who favors no person and accepts no bribe. He accomplishes judgment for the orphan and the widow. He loves the sojourner, and he gives him food as well as clothing. Therefore you also should love sojourners, for you also were new arrivals in the land of Egypt. You shall fear the Lord your God, and him alone shall you serve. You shall cling to him, and you shall swear by his name. He is your praise and your God. He has done for you these great and terrible things, which your eyes have seen. As 70 souls your fathers descended into Egypt. And now, behold, the Lord your God has multiplied you to be like the stars of heaven. Psalm 32. A Psalm of David. Exult in the Lord, ye just ones, together praise the upright. Confess to the Lord with stringed instruments. Sing psalms to him with the psaltery, the instrument of 10 strings. Sing to him a new song. Sing psalms to him skillfully, with loud exclamation. For the word of the Lord is upright, and all his works are in faith. He loves mercy and judgment. The earth is full of the mercy of the Lord. By the word of the Lord the heavens were established, and all their power, by the spirit of his mouth. Gathering together the waters of the sea, as if in a container, placing the depths in storage. Let all the earth fear the Lord, and may all the inhabitants of the world quake before him. For he spoke, and they became. He commanded, and they were created. The Lord scatters the counsels of the nations. Moreover, he reproves the thoughts of the people, and he rejects the counsels of the leaders. But the counsel of the Lord remains for eternity, the thoughts of his heart from generation to generation. Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord, the people whom he has chosen as his inheritance. The Lord has looked down from heaven. He has seen all the sons of men. From his well-prepared dwelling place, he has gazed upon all who dwell on the earth. He has formed the hearts of each one of them. He understands all their works. The king is not saved by great power, nor will the giant be saved by his many powers. The horse is false safety, for he will not be saved by the abundance of his powers. Behold, the eyes of the Lord are on those who fear him and on those who hope in his mercy, so as to rescue their souls from death and to feed them during famine. Our soul remains with the Lord, for he is our helper and protector. For in him our heart will rejoice, and in his holy name we have hoped. Let your mercy be upon us, O Lord, just as we have hoped in you.